I should have checked this audio before I got 7 minutes into a video. I really hope it's going to be decent. Hey, what's up? We're back with the iPhone voice memo. I really need to buy a lavalier mic. So subscribe to my Patreon. I want to talk about expectation and acceptance, or acceptation, if you will. The importance of subjectivity when it comes to calling something good or bad. I worked in a liquor store for a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. Part of our job, obviously, was to know the product. So we all became our own reviewers, especially we used like an app where you could write reviews and do little star ratings and that kind of thing. I've always found it interesting, and I think this is on like a person-to-person basis, but I tend to think of a middle grade as about 4 stars. Or at least I did. I'm working on it. That was kind of a big eye-opener for me. My sibling pointed out very obviously that a middle score on a 5-star rating would be 2.5. But in my brain, for some reason, that seems like awful. Like you are just panning this thing that you're reviewing at 2.5 stars. But that's the middle. It's not awful. I think what I was doing was weighing my middle around 4 to leave myself the room to really, really, really hate something. I feel like a lot of other people do this too. You look at product reviews. Oh, this product showed up broken, 1 star. And it's like, well, that could have been a mistake. Or this product didn't do what I thought it was going to do, 1 star. You bought the wrong product, dude. It's not the product's fault. You bought the wrong thing, and it didn't work for what you wanted to do. But that doesn't mean that the thing itself is bad. Another way that I've seen this put, and I've quoted this like a bajillion times, Dallas Green from City and Colours, one of my favorite musicians, one of my favorite bands, has said,
I know that there's going to be people who, no matter what you put out next, they're not going to like it because they've moved on. As a listener, somebody will put out a record and you don't like it. You don't realize that you've moved on to a different stage in your life as well. And maybe because that last record you were so emotionally invested in, and then you're at a different place in your life, so this person's new record, it just doesn't resonate with you the same.
And I think that's a really, really important part of consuming basically anything, from media to food to drink. Find pieces that you enjoy. Dig out the little bits that are for you and see if you can, by doing that, shift your view to enjoy the other parts that maybe don't so much align with how you're feeling or what you're thinking. I should have checked this audio before I got 7 minutes into a video. I really hope it's going to be decent, but I'm going to commit because we're already here. For me, in a music world, that could look like I'm not really into this song or this genre, but man, does that snare sound good. And I can then pay attention to the audio production elements and maybe some of the extra layers. It's important to accept that it's not for you. And just because it's not for you doesn't mean that it's not good. 28 years later. Just watched it last night with my lovely fiance. Very conflicting feelings. Exactly what I was talking about, where it's not what I was looking for. I loved some parts of this movie. Some of the cinematography was like astounding, especially for shot on an iPhone. Camera that I'm shooting this on is twice the resolution of the cameras that they shot 28 years later on. Although I am willing to bet that the lens on my camera cost 10 times less than the lenses they shot the movie with. But anyway, so my understanding of the quote-unquote 28 series is very gritty, very fast, very grounded, like very realistic. One of my bigger problems with 28 Years Later was exactly that. I came in expecting something, which I try and never do. I try to never, ever, ever go into a movie expecting what kind of movie it's going to be. I try not to even watch trailers at this point. Another thing is like a lot of marketing will just absolutely destroy a movie in terms of it's a great movie and you think it's gonna suck or all of the good parts are in the trailer, you know. So I went into this movie kind of expecting very fast-paced, very crazy, very intense. In my opinion and in my feeling, 28 Days Later was very much a focus on a sequence of events with characters involved, but not a character study with the sequence of events. And that, I think, is where this movie really, really frustrated me. It felt like a pivot into the direction of the Walking Dead thing. It's a drama show that happens to have zombies in it. It's this movie, but there's a scary zombies outside the frame. And that trope is super played out to me. Once again, I think if I were expecting a movie in that style, I would have been much more accepting of it. 28 Days Later was its own piece of writing. 28 Weeks Later, I believe, wasn't even written by Alex Garland. I think Danny Boyle directed the first scene, which is one of the greatest scenes in all of horror, I believe. But I'm pretty sure that was essentially like a side project, offshoot kind of thing. So the lore that exists and the rules that are set up in the quote-unquote 28 universe are incredibly vague. And we're beeping. Why are we beeping? No, what is it? Heat warning. So my mistake was imposing my own rules on a piece of writing where the rules had not really been established. I was expecting a Train to Busan sort of a thing or a Kingdom, and that's my mistake. This movie says a lot about life and death and I would say, ironically, acceptance and letting go. So it's all very fitting that this is what I'm talking about because it's basically interwoven. Videos about me letting go of my preconceptions regarding what I wanted the movie to be. And the movie is kind of about letting go of your preconceptions about what you want the world to be and accepting everything for what it is. I thought it was a gorgeous movie. I think it is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, worth watching. Another thing that I struggle with regarding movie reviews and talking bad about things that I want more of is that I want more of it. Man, do bad reviews just absolutely destroy momentum getting sequels or continuations or whatever. Alien Isolation, incredible. One of the greatest survival horror games ever made. Absolutely panned by IGN. Screw you for that, by the way. And it never got a sequel because it got absolutely destroyed. And I don't want to see that happen here. I love this series. I'm not going to say don't see it. I'm not going to say it's bad because please, 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 please give them your money because I want to see more and they won't make more if you don't buy a ticket. So please vote with your wallet. Tell the studios this is what I want. Hopefully we can get more good, enjoyable media. Very much for watching. Please like, favorite, subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Appreciate you. If you want more, tell me you want more. And if you didn't like this, also tell me so that I can never, ever, ever do it again. Bye.